Okay, so here we go. Today, with India training tomorrow and the game day after, the question I want to ask in today's 5 at 5 is what is the story with Sanju Samson? Shomik and Bharat joining me. Shubhayar will join me soon from Gold Coast. The Sanju Samson story is the main discussion point here. Let's set it up. Sanju Samson scores 300s, scores a lot of runs at the top of the order. To accommodate Shubman Gill, he's pushed down to the middle order. In the Asia Cup, he had a modest Asia Cup. Some decent innings, including in the final, a decent enough 20. Then he goes to Australia, he doesn't bat in the first game. He bats in the second game, pushed up to number 3. Josh Hazelwood pushing fire, and Sanju Samson, along with Shubman Gill and Surya Kumar Yadav, they fail in the second game. Sanju Samson is dropped in the third game. Jitesh Sharma comes in, plays well, takes the spot. Now what? Will Sanju Samson find a in the World Cup? Will he get dropped with Jaiswal waiting in the wings? Will India try and give him a spot at the top of the order? Can he be a reserve opener? Can he be a second wicketkeeper? That is what we are debating and discussing. Shomik and Bharat already with me, and like I said, Shubhain to join us soon. Shomik, first to you. What do you think? Sanju Samson, it's a curious one. I mean, if you tend to think that, look, this guy has not failed at whatever, you've dropped him again. Is this being unfair on him? Is this what is the story of Indian white ball cricket? Too much talent? What do you think lies in store for Sanju Samson going forward?
I think uh, uh, as far as Sanju Samson not getting the game last in the second T20, I personally will not at this moment in time will not too much read too much into it. Given that this is the phase leading in the lead up to the World Cup, the team will do all those permutations and combinations. We'll look at those options. That's it. That's it. It's clear. Either you use Sanju Samson as an opener or you don't play him at all. There is no role for him as far as middle order is concerned. Now, if you have decided that Jitesh Sharma or Dhruv Jurel, because I won't rule out Dhruv Jurel also, Dhruv Jurel is a better cricketer, far better cricketer than Jitesh Sharma. And I don't rule him out also. He will be in the reckoning for the T20 World Cup. World Cup. So, whether it is Dhruv Jurel or Jitesh Sharma, whoever is your second choice, or to play down the order, in that case, what happens? You are if you want to use Sanju Samson as an opener, which is not possible because Shubman Gill is your opener. Shubman Gill and Abhishek Sharma is your openers, and they are undroppable. So there is no role for Sanju Samson. Simple. On the face of it, there is no role for Sanju Samson. If you want to use a reserve opener, if you want to use a reserve opener, then always better to go with Jasasi Jaiswal. Once again, Jasasi Jaiswal and Sanju Samson, chalk and cheese. No difference in terms of cricketing talent, in terms of shot making, everything. Chalk and cheese. In my World Cup squad, I won't have Sanju Samson. But the team management, I am not the team management of the selectors, and they will take the call.
Bharat, same question to you. But are we kind of being you know partial towards Shubman Gill here? Shubman Gill has also not set the world on fire in the T20 format. Since the Asia Cup, modest performances at best. When we are moving Sanju Samson up and down the order, we have moved him to number 5. We pushed him up again to number 3. Now we've dropped him. Jitesh has consolidated with that one decent knock. Now it is only natural that Jitesh will play the next 2 games. Sanju Samson will have to sit out. Are we being a little partial towards Shubman Gill here? Is it about Shubman Gill being picked for a leadership role? That is what is sort of influencing this call. And are we being a little unfair on Sanju Samson? Where do you stand on this, Bharat?
Yeah, for starters, I have some sympathy for Sanju Samson. Uh, the reason for that is, see, he has come in. He has been a kind of. Is what has happened is sometimes he's got into the side, sometimes he's been dropped. So he's been in and out of the side for so long. So you need to have some sympathy for how it has gone when it comes to Sanju Samson's career. And he did score 300s in 2000 12, 16 months ago, he scored 300s. Yes, a couple of them came against not the main South African side, but still three T20I hundreds, and then he gets replaced by Shubman Gill. The problem for Sanju Samson is very much a top order batter. So if he has to play in T20I cricket, then he has to play in the top order. He's definitely not a number five, number six batter. Unfortunately, it so happened that with Shubman Gill coming into the equation, he had to bat slightly down the order at 5 or 6, and he kind of struggled. And then came Jitesh Sharma, who I definitely believe is better suited for those positions. So the answer to your question is yes. I think it's kind of been unfortunate when it comes to Sanju Samson, because Shubman Gill as well. It's not like he's a gun T20 player. Yes, he's a good player. When he's in form, he's a good timer of the ball, bisects the gap nicely. Though currently he's very much out of form. Maybe he's trying to play too many strokes, coming down the wicket, trying to play across the line. Not something that goes well with Shubman Gill. So I don't think not much difference. I don't think there's much difference between Gill and Samson in the shortest format. Yes, I understand Gill is definitely a much better player in ODI cricket by fair margin, and definitely a better player in Test cricket. But
That's the point, Shomik. That red ball cricket, Gill is royalty. ODI 50 over cricket, he's firmly ensconced in his position, no question. But as far as this one is concerned, the shortest format is concerned, even Gill has not done that well in the Asia Cup. So are we being a little partial here, Shomik? Are we being a little partial towards Gill, being a little unfair towards Samson, or should Jaiswal also be tried at least ahead of the World Cup? Where do you stand on the opening position? Does Samson get a chance or no? Does India continue with Gill? Would you want to see in the next two games? Would you want to see Samson at least given a go for one game? And where do you stand on the three openers basically? Gill, Jaiswal, and Samson. Show me.
And my pecking order is Shubman Gill because simply because it's not about Shubman Gill's pedigree in the T20 cricket or anything. He is the vice captain and he is the designated vice captain of this team. And going ahead, he is going to be the captain of this team. So that makes him sort of undroppable. So Shubman Gill would be there. Number two, my pecking order is number two. The reserve opener has to be Jaiswal, not Sanju Samson. We have seen Sanju Samson struggles against quality pace, serious pace and bounce against Jofra Archer to be precise. So going ahead, I would like to see Yashasvi Jaiswal being brought into the T20 setup and getting some games because you would like to have your reserve opener ready for the World Cup. As far as the next two matches are concerned, in Australia, will Sanju Samson get? Will we get to see Sanju Samson opening in one of those innings? My answer is very unlikely. I don't think they will disturb this opening pair.
Shubhan also joins us from Gold Coast. In fact, his net was not working for a bit. That's why he wasn't able to join from the start of the show. Shubhan, this is the question. You've done a story on this also, Jitesh Sharma and Sanju Samson. We started the show, and by the way, we are going to ask all of the questions in a very fair manner. I mean, Sanju Samson, 300s in the opening position. To accommodate Shubman Gill, pushed down the order. Modest Asia Cup, not the greatest, but not too bad either. I mean, he got a decent 50 and he got a 20 odd in the final, which helped India beat Pakistan. Now in Australia, one match he's batted, pushed up to number 3, got out, but so did Shubman Gill and Surya Kumar Yadav. He's now been dropped and Jitesh brought in. Clearly, Jitesh did well. What is the future of Sanju Samson, Shubhan? Does he sort of not get another opportunity? India persisting with Shubman Gill, who hasn't also done really well. Where do you stand on this? Does Sanju have a chance to push Gill, or will Gill continue to be in that position? Where is the future of Jaiswal also? So it's quite a complicated story. Where do you stand on this?
Firstly, Boria, I don't think Sanju was dropped. It was part of the experimentation phase that we have been talking about. This series is completely. This team is looking for the players those who are not getting regular games, whether they can deliver in crunch situations in tough tough conditions in against a tough opposition, against a top opposition. And that is where the three changes that we saw in the last game, that was part of it. Washington Sundar coming in, performing, Jitesh Sharma coming in, performing, and there was another change in the setup. Deep Singh coming in and picking up 3 wickets, player of the match. I think this series, I have been starting from the very first game that this series is part of experimentation. People are talking about why Sanju at three in suddenly at number three and getting dropped. I think they are putting players in tough situations, in different situations, in impromptu situations where they might be not prepared mentally, but whether they are mentally that tough to go out there and perform for the team, that is something they want to check. Look at Washington Sundar. He was not part of the team before. He came in, scored that 49 not out blistering knock, did not get to bowl. So for an all-rounder, if he's not getting to bowl in the first innings, then there might be some doubts. How am I being used in this team? But he came out, and what he performed. And for Jitesh Sharma also to come there and play a short, sweet cameo, couple of very good drives in the gap, a very typical Jitesh Sharma kind of a scoop shot. So he did what he could do the best, perform there. He has been keeping himself ready. It's not like that. Okay, Sanju has been given a long rope, so I won't get a chance. So Jitesh has been doing his hard work, and that's what he showed there. That he is ready whenever the team trusts him to be in the playing 11 for
But
Surya
Shubham,
Kumar. Huh.
point is what you are saying, that yes, it is of experimentation. But now that Jitesh has scored. Sanju, you pushed him up to three for whatever reason. You tried him at
Right.
three, didn't clear one game. Now Jitesh has scored. So what happens now? For the next two games, clearly you have to play Jitesh. It is only fair that Jitesh also gets a long run. It is only natural that you give that guy a decent go in the middle order. So the question is, what happens to Sanju then? Does he hold his spot? Jaswal has scored 160 in the Ranji Trophy
Hmm.
today. That guy is consistently scoring runs. He's a blistering opener. He's got runs in Test cricket also. Do you give him a go? Not give him a go? And if you keep that in mind, you have a Gill who has not, by the way, scored that many runs in the
Right.
T20 format. Red ball royalty, no problem. So T20, you have a Gill, you have a Samson, you have a Jaswal. What do you do now? So that's why I'm asking you, what do you think is the future of Samson in this particular format? Quick answer before I go back to Shomik and Bharat.
I think for Shubman Gill, it's more of switching formats so frequently, playing T20 ODIs one day, another day T20s, and after 4 days, he will be out there at Eden Gardens playing a test match. So I think lack of form or inconsistent runs. He looked really good in Canberra. Unfortunately, rain abandoned that match, but he looked good. It's not like Shubman is not looking in good touch or is looking extremely rusty. Uh, for Shubman's inconsistency, I think I'll put that to frequent changes in format. For Sanju Samson, it's a tricky situation because it's not like he will always put his hands up and say, "I'm ready to play in every conditions, every position possible. You just put me in the 11." But we all know that number five, number six, number seven role, that role Jitesh Sharma has done all his life. Sanju Samson has predominantly been an opener all through his life. Yes, he has played at 5, 6 even in the past, but top three is where he generally operates or likes to operate. So if that position is not getting open for Sanju Samson, I would say it's better to go with Jitesh Sharma and lock that position for him. You can even float him around. You can drop him at seven. You can drop him at six. Play him at five. That's on your choice as per the situation of the game. But for Sanju, I think it would be tough. Asia Cup was pretty ordinary for Sanju. Here he got one match and has not been able to impress after getting dropped. Uh, in T20 you have to be flexible. You can't say that I'll play only number 5. I can't play at number 3 or number 7. That can't happen. So whether that flexibility for Sanju Samson, whether he's that adaptable or not, I have questions on him. But overall, I think this is still an experimentational phase. Shubman Gill will be under pressure to score run. If Sanju gets it, I won't be surprised if both Sanju and Jitesh are playing the next game because this team is trying different sorts of combination, giving everyone a chance. So let's see what this stadium won't be easy to score for batters as well.
Bharat, same question before I go to Shomik. Will Gill also feel the pressure? Because he too, I mean, there is a Jaiswal who's waiting. and it is ultimately about performance. It is not about who you are. You are red ball royalty. You've become captain. You've done superbly well with the bat. No debate. One day cricket, you are way ahead. No debate. But this format, your form has also been patchy. Shubhan made a very interesting point there about switching three formats. Take the South Africa series. He plays two tests, then he plays that ODIs, again switches to T20. Why? Why? I mean, that's where you have to ask this question. Why does you've released Kuldeep Yadav? You've released Kuldeep Yadav. Why are you not releasing Shubman Gill for these two games? Send him back. South Africa Test match is on the 14th. Let Gill come and focus on the two Test matches, which at this point is more important. Give Sanju a go at the top of the order. Where do you stand on this, Bharat Ramraj?
Yeah, he's definitely feeling the pressure. If you look at how he's trying to play, he's trying to charge down the deck or skip down the deck. That's not exactly Shubman Gill style, where he's looking to come down the track and try to hike across the line. He's very much a timer of the ball. He looks to bisect the gaps. That is when he's at his best. Even when he has played in the IPL, some of his best knocks have come when he's just tried to time the ball and look to tailor the gaps. So Shubman Gill must be definitely feeling the pressure from that sense, because it's not exactly a power hitter. And look at someone like Jaiswal scoring all those runs, big runs, and getting those hundreds, albeit in a different format, yes, today, but still is scoring so quickly that, especially in the power play, that Jaiswal will also come into the equation, I think, as far as selection is concerned. So, and it's true that playing different formats is going against Team C. If you look at how he played against England in England, he definitely worked on his front foot defense. He was trying to activate his back foot very early, trying to get his front foot out towards the pitch of the ball. That is very much related to Test cricket. But as soon as T20 cricket comes into the picture, then he has to play differently by trying to hike across the line, get his front foot, clear his front clear his front leg and try to hike across the line. That's a different style of batting. So I think somewhere it is affecting Gill playing three different formats. And
Okay.
I feel he's under pressure. And I also would add that, in my humble opinion, Jaiswal and Abhishek Sharma are the two best T20 openers going around.
Rohit, this is the point that a lot of people are asking this question. That Ashni, for example, Ojasvi Thapa, Sarat Chandra, all of these people are asking Rakshit, one after the other, Shomik, flood of questions about Shubman Gill. That, when we have a test match against South Africa, today is 4th November. You have the test match in exactly 9 days from now. Why not release Shubman Gill? Come back, focus on the test match. It's the world's reigning world champion team. What is the point in having a Shubman Gill there for these two T20Is? You could have tried out Sanju Samson up the order. You could have got a Jaiswal who is at this point playing domestic, but you've got to give him a go at some point, Yashasvi Jaiswal, who deserves a go. Where do you stand on this, Shomik? Are we putting too much into Gill? Are we making him play multiple formats, wanting him to be successful? Is that putting too much pressure on Shubman Gill?
See, the thing is that this Shubman Gill should have come back and played that India A games ahead of the, like Kuldeep Yadav is doing. Uh, this is this is logic, but then again, I mean, they are trying to, the team management, selectors, everybody, they are trying to help Shubman Gill get into the groove of the T20I cricket. He was not part of the T20I squad. They tried with that formula with Shubman Gill when Test cricket was a priority last year. He played well. I mean, only a handful of T20 matches. But now the T20 World Cup around the corner. Shubman Gill needs to get into the groove as a T20 opener, because Shubman Gill, let's make it clear, Shubman Gill is there to stay. There are certain players where the numbers, the runs are not important. But someone like Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Shubman Gill, it's not about the runs. Unless it is a serious slump, people will not be concerned. It is about the quality of batsmanship. And with that quality of batsmanship, eventually he would come good. Eventually he would come good. So runs for someone like Shubman Gill, the numbers are not important. I think they are trying to help Shubman get into the T20I openers group, and that is why he hasn't returned. And also, he is, after Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, he is going to be one player, that one player who will play all the formats. that three format player. He is the face of Indian cricket. He is the face of Indian cricket post Rohit and Virat, and he needs to play the three formats also. I asked Shubman during the West Indies series about this transition from 50 over to 20 over cricket to Test cricket. He said, "See, it is the most difficult thing is to make the transition from T20 cricket and Test cricket, because the other way round is not. From T20 cricket to Test cricket, the mindset is completely different. It's about the mindset at that level. It is about the mindset, and Shubman said it is about that mindset, about that temperament, bringing into that temperament into play in Test cricket coming from T20 cricket. But given that people trust him to do that, and that's why he has been. That's every eggs have been put into his basket, because Indian cricket, Indian cricket believes that he is a man who will be able to handle this.
Chubain, I understand this. I understand this, and there's no debate that Gill is great talent, but ultimately he has to score. I mean, there are people like a Yashasvi Jaiswal who's waiting in the wings. You cannot say I will invest in someone because he's my future. He's my red ball captain. He will be my 50 over captain. So he's already my 50 over captain. So two formats. This guy is already captain. Now I will invest in T20, but he's got to justify that. If he doesn't justify that over a period of time, and you have a World Cup coming, you have a serious talent waiting in the wings, you have another guy who scored 300s at the top of the order, then you've got to rethink, right? I mean, it cannot be that, okay, Shubman Gill is my brand, so I will invest in Shubman Gill when there is serious talent waiting in the wings. That's where, I mean, this is a very complicated one to run. It's a thin line. How long do you continue with Gill? Do you continue with Gill up to the World Cup? Do you not try Jaiswal? Do you get Samson up the order? There is a lot of talent out there, and not trying Jaiswal would be a bit of a travesty, Shubhan.
No, I completely agree. If a player, no matter how promising he is, if it is not among runs or among wickets, there will be questions, there will be criticism, and that's extremely fair. That's how things should be. If we start putting a blind eye to an off-form player or an inconsistent player, then the things would be completely different. But having said that, with Abhishek Sharma's batting style, it's completely different. We can understand that he plays the high risk, high reward. He will fail 90% of the time. 10% of the time when he clicks, he will win you the match single-handedly. That's what Abhishek Sharma's playing style is. Back in the days, Virender Sehwag used to be very similar. Now Shubman Gill is not your typical Abhishek Sharma. He has a very calculated way of scoring runs. We talk about his three IPL seasons in the past: 2,000 runs, strike rate of 155, 160, average of more than 50. He scored all those 2,000 runs not playing the Abhishek Sharma way, but playing the Shubman Gill way, which is very calculative, which is aggressive. I'm not saying he's an anchor. People have the misconception that he is an anchor player. He can't go the aerial route, or he's a slow player. No, he is not a slow player. He knows how to play aggressively. He's a very calculated player in that way. But for Shubman also, with all the promise, with all the talent, if he's not among runs, and just due to the reason we were talking about Rohit Sharma also in ODI cricket, that you have a Yashasvi rocket of Yashasvi Jaiswal behind your back. If you don't score runs for a couple of seasons, that Yashasvi Jaiswal, the way he's scoring runs in Test cricket, in domestic cricket, wherever he's playing, he's scoring those runs. So you have that rocket behind your back. You have to be careful that if I don't score runs for a couple of series, I will be thrown out of the team, regardless of my position in this squad. For Shubman Gill, I think he will get these couple of matches, next couple of matches, possibly the South Africa T20 Is as well. But at this point, I want the selectors to think. Shubman is your primary choice opener. You know him in the ODI format at least. But with the ODI format 2027, do you want him to play all the immediate series till the 2026 T20 World Cup? Maybe after February you can play him, but he's also appointed captain. So it's a completely different, very very critical, very complicated web that has been built right now. But for Shubman also, he must be feeling the pressure that if I don't score in the couple of matches, yes, maybe South Africa T20 is, but in the next 3, 4, 5 matches, if I don't score runs, then I might be thrown out of the team.
I just want to ask a lot of people who are watching a question. You guys have said for the longest time, Shubman Gill PR, XPR, YPR. You've just heard me, you've heard Bharat, you've heard Shubhan, you've heard Shumik. Are you thinking we are PR? Is this PR that we are questioning Gill from the start? We are asking the right questions. And by the way, we are not anti Gill or pro Gill. We are asking the question. Simple.
And even the
Is
players
this the,
understand that if they don't score, they will be criticized.
of course they
They are
will be.
very okay with it.
And that is our job. Whether somebody comes after that and criticizes me or Shubhayan or Shomik or Bharat, we don't care. We will ask the right questions in the right manner. Shomik is PR. In what way? I will let Shomik answer. In what way Shomik is PR? Shomik is putting out his people are laughing at you, Ashni. Shomik is PR. He said Shubman Gill is the future of Indian cricket. Shomik is PR. Okay, Shomik, handle that. Ashni says you are PR.
If I am being branded as Shubman Gill's PR for saying Shubman Gill is the future of Indian cricket, I stand by that a million times because he is the future of Indian cricket. I mean, give me one player who in his debut series, in his first series as the captain of
One
the
second,
Test
Shomik,
cricket.
Shomik, Baba, Baba. So if somebody is defending someone, you think that person is PR. So then when I'm
I,
saying
I,
Sanju deserves, let me show you 1 minute. I'll come to you. I'll give you the fair share. So if I am saying Sanju deserves more games, I am Sanju PR. If I am saying Jaiswal needs to be given some games, as Bharat said or Shubhan said, so we are Jaiswal PR. What is the deal? So you say somebody
Democracy
else
is
has to
PR.
become PR. Bloody hell, man.
Democracy is PR.
What is PR? Where is PR coming from? Yes, Shomik, you know, aste aste, kesha now.
see, the thing is that before the ODI series, I I mean, sort of, I was very, very consistent with the fact that Rohit Sharma is going to score runs in that ODI series. And I was said that I am blindly supporting Rohit Sharma because I am anti Virat Kohli. Okay, fine. But what happened? Because I saw his practice at close quarters. I go to the ground. I go to the ground to watch practice. Even today, I am outside the MCA covering, doing reporting with legwork. So the thing is that I watched Rohit Sharma how much effort he was putting in, and from there I came to conclusion that this guy is going to score runs. And given the quality he has, it's not that I mean if it was a Tom Dick Harry, irrespective of how much effort you put in, after one level, you cannot reach there. But Rohit Sharma, I backed him, and I also told him that he will. I back him to score runs, and he returned as the man of the series. As far as Shubman Gill is concerned, I will not. I will ignore this nonsense, PR jive nonsense. I will go to cricket, pure cricket, and I will talk sense. That is, it is pretty similar like Rohit Sharma's early days in Test cricket. Indian cricket continued to back Rohit Sharma in Test cricket, despite he was not scoring runs. He was being very, very inconsistent because the Indian cricket hierarchy, Virat Kohli, Ravi Bhai, everybody, the selection committee, they knew eventually this guy, given the talent, given the range, given the quality of batsmanship he has, this guy will eventually come good in Test cricket. Yes, if Shubman Gill fails in five T20Is in a row, six 20Is in a row, at this point of time, he's under no pressure. Simple. If he fails in five or six 20Is on the swing, yes, there will be pressure. Of course, there will be pressure. But he is too good a batsman. He is too good a batsman to fail in five or six T20Is in a row. Finally, I am backing Shubman Gill because I watch his cricket, I watch his training, and his preparation at close quarters. Not from, I mean, it is not that. It is not. I have a first-hand view, and banking on that, I am once again saying, if I am being branded as Shubman Gill PR to call him the future of Indian cricket, I stand by that a million times.
So clear, straight words from Shomik there. See, the point is you might differ. My point to you all is you all are also suggesting someone, right? Whoever is saying PR, you are suggesting Jaiswal. So does that mean that you are Jaiswal's PR? You are suggesting Jaiswal because you think he's a good player. So why don't you say that we will have a civil disagreement? No, Shomik, I disagree with you. Jaiswal should. Why are you saying PR? Why are you saying PR? I pay Shomik enough. Rev Sports pays Shomik enough. He doesn't need to do PR work. It pays me, Bharat, Shubhayan, Shomik, all of the people in this organization. We make enough to survive. Don't worry. We don't need to do PR. So when you guys are
As far as
advocating for somebody, you are not PR for someone. You're as cricket fans. You are saying something. That's all.
just
Yeah, Shomik.
just one word on Yashasvi Jaiswal, as because that particular viewer has raised the Yashasvi Jaiswal point. As far as I'm concerned, I believe Yashasvi Jaiswal is almost a Virender Sehwag like talent. Virender Sehwag is a different league. Leave aside that. I mean, he is just one of a kind. But I believe Yashasvi Jaiswal deserves to play across formats, and Yashasvi Jaiswal is almost a Virender Sehwag like talent.
So when you are saying this, Shomik, when you are saying that, do you see them giving Jaiswal a go ahead of the World Cup? Quick answer, and I will let you go because I know you've got to meet the secretary.
I think that it would be remiss of the selection committee not to include Jasasvi Jaiswal and Dhruv Jurel in the T20I series, in the Indian squad for the T20I series in South Africa, because irrespective of whether Jasasvi Jaiswal is going to be part of the playing 11 or not at the T20I World Cup, you would always like to have your reserve opener ready. Okay, so and Dhruv Jurel, if you are thinking that down the order, Jitesh Sharma, I mean, if he is there to stay, then Jitesh Sharma, Dhruv Jurel is also your option. You would like to see them both. If I am not confident as far as Sanju Samson is concerned, knowing full well the team management will back him to the hilt maybe, but I don't see him. Unfortunately, I don't see him in the T20 World Cup squad. I Jasasvi Jaiswal and Dhruv Jurel should be part of India's T20 squad against South Africa.
Okay, I'll let you go, Shomik. Coming back to you, Bharat. Do you see, it's a straight question. Do you see Sanju Samson in India's T20 World Cup squad based on what you are seeing now?
World Cup squads, maybe as a fringe player, he could get in. That's a marginal selection, but I won't have him in the playing 11. As I noted, in my humble opinion, the two openers should be Jaiswal and Abhishek Sharma. With great respect to Shubman Gill as well. If needed in some other world, he could have slotted in at number three. That's in some other world, but in this particular lineup, even number three, he can't slot in. But Sanju Samson, I think the best he can get in is as a fringe player, as a reserve opener, as a backup opener into the squad. So he's a good player. Yes, he scored 300s in at his peak in 2024. Although a couple of them came against South Africa, who weren't exactly playing their best side. And then he kind of struggled against short-based deliveries from England, Mark Wood, and especially Jofra Archer. On an overall basis, he's a good T20 cricketer, good opener, plays on the up, plays hits through the line. But outside of those opening slots, I don't think he is much going for him because, as I noted, he likes to take it on the up. So number five is not suited to that role. So I think he's more of a fringe player. Yes, I can get him into the squad, but I won't have him in the playing 11, or at least in my visualization.
Shubhan, final question to you. One, what is India's training plan tomorrow? Set that up for our viewers because day after is the game. From what you had told me, India is training tomorrow. Number one. Number two, same question. Do you see Sanju Samson in India's squad in the World Cup? And do you also see Jaiswal being given a go? Maybe in the South Africa series or in the New Zealand series. If you want to give him a go, give him a go in the South Africa series, not too close to the World Cup. Where do you stand on that? Two final questions before I close the show.
Boria, the Indian team is training at from 9:30 a.m. here morning time. So it will be pretty early in the morning for all the Indian fans around 5 o'clock IST. 5 o'clock IST. So as you wake up, all of you wake up, you will get to see the visuals of the team practicing for one last time in this Australia tour. And they also a few of them visited the stadium today just to have a hit at the gym, nothing else. They did not practice, they did not train, just to look at the ground dimension. It's a very awkward awkward with a ground with an awkward ground dimension, boundary dimension. So you will see that in the field. So for players who like to play horizontally square of the boundary, they will struggle to score runs because it is huge square boundaries. But coming to the Sanju Samson debate, I think it's a tricky one because Sanju was doing really well as an opener. Uh, and again, unfortunately or fortunately, whatever you can say, but the team management decided to bring Shubman Gill in, and that somewhat tweaked the entire balance of the side. I understand Hardik Pandya is not part of the squad, and him being in the 11 solves a lot of problem. You can carry an extra batter, you can give him a longer rope because you know that the extra cushion which Hardik Pandya provides with both bat and ball is one of a kind. So Hardik not being there, suddenly you are feeling, oh, if a number five batter is not clicking regularly, can we trust someone? Harshit Rana is batting at number seven. He batted at number seven, number eight. So the batting lineup becomes thin. You have a less bowling option. That rules out a lot of combination, lot of possibilities for other players top of the order. But looking at the team, I somewhat agree with Bharat also, but at the same time, if not Sanju Samson, then who? Jitesh Sharma, yes, he has done really well in this particular format. For RCB also, he had a decent season. For India also, whatever games he has got, he has done reasonably well. But at the same time, can you as a complete package, Sanju Samson is a better player than Jitesh Sharma. So, do you trust Sanju Samson the player, or do you just go by just particular matchup that this player has done really well in this format? It's a very tricky call. If Sanju gets dropped before the World Cup, then I think it would be very very unfair on him. But looking at the benefit for the of the team, I would like some suggestions as to, if not in the squad, then should he be in the backup? Should that be a bit disrespectful for Sanju Samson after whatever he has done for the team in the last 12 months or so? So it's a tricky call, a tad unfortunate for Sanju Samson. But again, as we say, you can't fit everyone in the 11. You have to go for the best of the team, and that's what I think Gambhir and others will do in that think tank.
It is a tricky one. Let me say this as we end the show. If Shubman Gill doesn't score in the next two matches, trust me, the pressure will mount on Shubman Gill, whoever you are. Ultimately, it's performance that matters, and our job is to call that out, irrespective of whoever you are. The player will also know that this is a fair call from being from based on performance. That's what it is. If Shubman doesn't score in the next two games in this particular format, the T20 format, the pressure will mount on Gill. Selectors will need to look at Jaiswal at some point. Sanju Samson factor looms there. Jitesh Sharma has to be given games. So clearly, the T20 World Cup squad, that's the long term, or rather the medium term at the moment, that is becoming really, really complicated. So we will keep asking the hard questions. Shubhan will keep
Can I
reporting
just can I
from
just make one small point? Just wanted to
quickly.
make something clear. I just wanted to say that I'm fine with Sanju Samson in a World Cup, India World Cup squad, but I don't think he's one of the two best openers going around to be picked in the playing 11. That's all I wanted to say.
Got it. You mentioned your choice of Abhishek Sharma and Yashasvi Jaiswal. That point is also well received and well taken. So that's what we will do. We will have fair discussions, debates, analysis, put forward our point of view, and then take it from there. That's what it is. Shubhan, all the very best. Tomorrow morning, he will give us all the updates from Gold Coast. Gargi is at the airport. The women's team will land in Delhi in about 45 minutes from now, or about rather 55 minutes from now. She will report, as is Rohit Juglan. Rohit Juglan and Gargi Raut are both at the Delhi airport. We will give you the visuals of the women's team landing. They will meet the Prime Minister tomorrow. So that's the update as far as the women's team is concerned. But now focus shifts back firmly to the last two T20Is with the men's team. And then the royalty, real royalty of cricket is red ball test match cricket. Can't wait for Eden Gardens, that test match between South Africa and India to start. World Test Champions versus India. That's cricketing royalty for you. We will have people in numbers at the Eden Gardens. It's our home base. We will be there covering everything, every nuance, every detail. Somebody asked us, IPL news, Vijaya Lakshmi, you've asked that question a million times. We told you today about the Lucknow thing, that they appointed Tom Moody. We told you early in the morning, in fact, late last night. We'll also tell you that next week there is a Lucknow Super Giants meeting in Calcutta with their entire think tank assembling in Calcutta. Any further news? Shubha and Rohit, Bharat, Devashish, all of them will keep breaking. For the moment, that's all we have. Bharat, Shubha, and Shomik who joined us. To everybody watching, thank you very much.